everybody, this is Marie and welcome to Marie's Chatty Tarot. Today we are going to do a zodiac spread for the month of February. I should have done it yesterday. It's only after I did the video about the egg shortage and I realized, oh my goodness, it's January 31st. And I'm like, okay, we need to get to it then. So we're gonna do, oh yes, before we get started, for those interested, today I'm going to be using the erotic fantasy tarot deck. I got it a while ago, haven't had a chance to really use it. I'm going to use it for, well, it's going to be Valentine's week month, for February. So let's spread a little love, a little lust, mostly love. And yes, please feel free to share, like, subscribe. I would really appreciate it. I would like to drive traffic and recommendation to my channel, especially for YouTube, Rumble, and my BitChute. So thank you again. I appreciate it. So yeah. So today is February 1st that I'm recording this video. So I should be able to upload it this evening, God willing. So I want to take a look to see what the month of February 2023 is going to look like for us. I'm using my erotic fantasy deck. I'm hoping that it's going to be a month of love, of hope, and happiness and togetherness. So let's see what the cards want to say about that. So yes, I'm going to be using a zodiac spread. I think Jenny Morijo, she used that spread. My brother, when he came to visit, showed me that particular spread because he's very much into astrology. So I hope I'll do him justice with the way that he explained it to me. So let's see. First card is Four of Cups. Second card. So the first card is the first house, which is, self, how you see yourself. Well, for the month of February. Three of Cups, what you value. Six of Swords, represent house, how you communicate with your friends, family, yourself, interpersonal level. High Priestess, fourth house, which is the home. The Devil, for creativity. This is the Temperance, for routine. Okay, I hope I have enough space. I'm gonna have to put everything a little tight. Eight of Wands, for which one is this one? Partnership. King of Cups, your desire, your inner desire. Ten of Cups, philosophy. Or what's your belief? Queen of Swords. How you manage your career. Queen of Wands. Group relationship. Or community. Okay, I'm missing one. Oops. Yes. I need to make more space. Trying to put everything in one frame. I should have used smaller cards. And then the last card is your subconscious, how you see yourself. Cool. Okay, that's such a interesting spread. Okay, so the first card is the Four of Cups. Four of Cups is usually, you see this lady, she's sitting, she's waiting, she's in relative comfort, meaning that she's a place that has shelter, and she's looking about through the window or through this opening and looking outward. Usually this card is a card of a person that is either bored or somebody who is in a holding position, like stagnant somewhat, or somebody who's waiting for an opportunity to come through them. You know, that's usually that feel. That's usually what that card is about. That usually four of anything that deals with four in numerology is stability. It's a good thing, but you don't want to be too stable, too comfortable. You want to challenge yourself. You want to move forward somehow. You want to grow, because that's why we're here for. You don't want things to be too stagnant. Sorry. Now for the first house, we're asking about, personality, behavior. It looks like everybody's either, for the month of February, it feels like, maybe people will be too tired. People will be just like, oh, same old, same old. And it's only February. People just like, wanting to burst out, with that card oppositing each other, wanting to, you probably feel stuck in a way. So a lot of people might feel either bored, or probably feel stuck on emotional level, that maybe they feel like things are not progressing as fast, spiritually, emotionally, financially, all the above. So probably people feel like they're probably in a stuck position right now, and they feel like there's probably no movement going on, or as fast as they want it to be. So this is what the first house, how you see yourself. So the second house is what you value. It's about asset, resources, what you value. A lot of people are going to value for the month of February togetherness, emotional connection, maybe with small groups, or people that you feel emotionally connected with, either a group of people that you see eye to eye. It could be a crochet group, or it could be a PTA meeting, whatever. But you're going to want to connect a little bit more. I think because of this a bit of a disconnect. I think a lot of people are going to value, togetherness. So that's interesting. The third house is Six of Swords. So swords is about thoughts, information, words, moving from troubled water. You see this couple, uh, they seem like they escaped from a bad situation, going somewhere relatively safe because they're moving away from this choppiness, and you see her, them kissing each other as if they're safe enough to express themselves. So the third house is about um, how you communicate. How you communicate. So it looks like people are gonna, their way they communicate with one another is gonna change. It's not gonna be the same as before. Um, Maybe it's gonna be more one-on-one. It's gonna be more personal. It's probably gonna be more heartfelt. It's as if I think maybe things will. It's a spiritual awakening because those thoughts, words, information. Because I think we've seen what happened when the cure was being forced on people, how some people treated others. We've seen those viral videos of those Karens. I think a lot of people are probably gonna be a little bit more kinder, a bit more gracious. Uh, so there's gonna be a different way of communication. You wonder, I guess, as more information is coming out, with that uh, um, going through troubled waters, as more information is coming out, as we're going through that process right now, I think people will be more kinder to one another, better, and and just nicer. I hope, and that's beautiful that the cards reflect that. Um, okay, so this one is how you recharge. This is the fourth card is about the house, the home, it's your foundation, how you communicate, within your immediate circle. And for the home, the card that shows up is the High Priestess. So the High Priestess is a beautiful card. It's a card about using this time to really reflect on yourself, really say what's important to me, what I value, what I want. This card is also about a secrecy card as well, but most in this context, it's about more about self-reflection. It's about taking the time to really decide what's important to you, what you value in this particular situation, what you want your home to be like, how you want to relate to others, how deep you want that relationship to be, because this card is very, it's very inward, it's very introspective. It's really about taking taking a look within yourself, and being honest with yourself. Really, really take that deep dive. And once you do, you're gonna want to change the way you communicate. You're gonna want to change you do things. So this is what this card is about. Really taking the time of going inward, reflecting on how about life, about yourself, about how you want things to be different. Um, because that's what reflection is about. Once you go in and you've done the work, you face whatever fear or whatever issue that you have. Once you come out of this meditation or that prayer, uh, you're gonna come to a resolution. That resolution is always different from when you, from different from how you came in that meditation. So that's pretty cool. Okay, for this is the fifth house, creativity. So creativity, this card is the Devil card. Woohoo! So the Devil card. So for the month of February, things are not. There's not gonna be a lot of room for creativity to start any new project if that's what you're thinking, because there's gonna be too much going on um, to propel anything new. So that's a bummer. That's a bummer. So in terms of creativity, because creativity is the Leo house, it's about uh, 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 what you're passionate about. What do you wanna? What drives you? you know, for creativity. So right now it's the devil card. It's telling you whatever you have in mind, just put it aside. uh, it's not gonna be the correct time frame for the month of February with that devil card. Okay, that's that's interesting. However, 1 second. However, I think there's gonna be more information that comes about. So yeah, it looks like the card is saying to wait it out. 1 second, I'm trying to do the aspect thing. Okay, yeah. So that's not a good time right now for creativity. Now, for the sixth house is your routine, your work routine. So, you know, uh, the way it's explained to me with the sixth house is about your health, your routine, and my notes. Yes, I'm using notes because my brother, I'm still learning this. How your routine is going to be like for the month of February. So that's how you explain what your routine is going to be like. And it's the card that came out is the Temperance card, which is a beautiful thing because it means that, you know, no major changes. You're going to be able to stay afloat, to keep things going. It's not going to be bad, it's not going to be good, but it's going to be somewhere in between. So basically, you're going to be either breaking even or just going to be you're just going to be okay. You're just going to be forging on, you know. No one, not, it's not the pendulum is not swinging one way or the other. It's just on a balanced scale. So that's great for, you know, your health wise or for your work. So that's a beautiful thing. Now the seventh house is about, you know, communication, partnership. So it's mostly about a relationship. And the card that shows up is the eight of wands. So eight of wands is usually a traveling card, either or it could be seen as movement, progress. So that tells me that if you are in a relationship, there's going to be progress in the relationship. Maybe you're moving, maybe you're either moving together or you're um, traveling together, or you have a trip, or uh, there's a movement of sort. There's a progression going on right now. So if you are single, that could mean that, you know, either you're traveling or you're in the process of having of moving in the next step. I mean, not, I mean, dating or something. If you're dating, um, now if you're single, that means that maybe you're going on a trip. Maybe you're gonna be meeting somebody, or you're going on a trip as well. So in a relationship, it could be, now relationship could be like love relationship, it could be friend relationship. Uh, there's so many different type of relationship nowadays, but most of the time it's considered like an intimate, like a loving stuff. So if you're a single person, you're not seeing somebody right now, it could mean that maybe there's a trip or travel in your future. So that's pretty interesting to see. So that's the seventh house, and that's the eighth house. The eighth house is usually uh, what you desire. So the way that it says is uh, uh, what you attract, what you feel. So the way that my brother explained this house to me is that in order for you, for example, if you spent, the way he explained to me is that if you had, for your entire life, you were lacking in having enough money, let's say, for example, you would, your desire would be to have money. So this is how he explained that house to me. That is your desire, and what drives your desire is your fear of not having that blank blank blank. So what's going on here is the king was, so what the card that showed up for the month of February for that particular house is the king of uh, uh, cups. King of Cups is a card of a man who is a person who is very mature, somebody who's very sensitive. He is very aware. He is very uh, 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 so sensitive to other people's feeling that you can tell. You could some would think that here they're psychic. So for this particular house, your fears, what you desire, the card that comes about, it shows that a lot of people are gonna become their fears or their desire is gonna be very heightened. And it's going to be a spiritual or emotional awareness very keen for the month of February, because this card, when I get the kings, the suits card, the king, the queens, the page, for me they are degrees, different degree of or level of, the page is the smallest denomination, and then the king will be the highest. So you're gonna be at the highest. Your senses will be heightened. You know your fears, because we all have fears, as it is right now with what's going on, and we're seeing that that cup, uh, because cup is emotion, cup is heightened emotional, so it could be distress, it could be, so this is gonna, so not only your fear is gonna be heightened, but it looks like your desire to push through, uh, to succeed, to is going to be heightened even more because of the stress of what's going on right now. So you'll become, and that's going to be even more pronounced with that card, because it's an emotional um um awareness, like to the 10th degree. So that's gonna bring uh, a little bit more stress than usual, this awareness. So this is something to keep in mind for people for the month of February. So that's interesting. Um, Now the let me see. So the card that aspected is the Three of Cups. Three of Cups. So the Three of Cups is togetherness. So so yes, you're gonna be uh, your level of fear is probably gonna go up with that card. What you desire, your desire for more is gonna go up. But so it tells you to use this opportunity. Don't let it, buckle you down. Surround yourself with people who are positive, because this card, the Three of Cups, is a cup. It's a card of celebration, of togetherness, fellowship. So find people who are positive. Find people who are um, um, like-minded, who wants to achieve, or who have the same desires or the same goals as you. Surround yourself with these people to kind of anchor you, so you don't dwell too much on your fears, what you desire, the lack thereof, because that awareness is going to be so heightened that you're going to need to balance it out with people that you like, people that will anchor you, people that will help you, and people that are positive, so that will work this out for you. So that's interesting. So so the ninth card is what you believe. So what you believe is a 10th house. Um, that's the ninth house. 7, 8, 9. Ninth house is about what you believe, and it's the 10 of Cups. So the 10 of Cups is usually about contentment. It's about fulfillment. So that makes sense. Everybody wants to be happy. Everybody wants to be content. Everybody wants to be, in a place of safety, because that's what this card ultimately is about. You and your family being well cared for, well provided for, and being emotionally content. That's what uh, it's about: travel, education, religion. It's about what you believe. So that's a beautiful card. but it's also a ending, because all tens is usually ending. So maybe everybody, you're trying to, what you believe, maybe your belief system is about to make a major shift. And the reason why I say that is because the card that aspects it is the Six of Swords. The Six of Swords is about somebody who's leaving their belief. So maybe that image that you have, that for the month of February, maybe the image that we had about ourselves, the image that we had about how the world is, the image that we had about a lot of our belief system is gonna change as information comes out, as the truth comes out, because our sword is about truth, information that's coming out. So that's going to challenge us, and that's going to break a lot of the facade, a lot of the, resting belief that we had, that we were raised with. um, uh, Maybe old belief that no longer serves us. So that's okay. That's interesting. um, so that's the 10th house. The 10th house is how you manage your how you manage yourself. In order to be successful, you're gonna have to have a battle plan for how you want to proceed. At least that's how my brother explained that house to me. Now, if you look at the notes, it's gonna tell you career and public roles. So it's how the public sees you. But the way he explained it is how you can manage your careers, how you manage, how you deal with others, how you play with others. Um, so the card that came about is the Queen of Swords. So the Queen of Swords is usually a card of this lady is kind of like the little sister of the Justice card, very sharp, very discerning, um, um, not holding anything back. She could be very witty when she's aspected well, but she can be very harsh as well. I mean, the B word will come to mind. I mean, it's that kind of, abrasive kind of thing if she's aspect wrong. I mean, but in a good sense, she's very black and white. She's very about telling you what it is. And then once you have an interaction with that Queen of Swords, you're not left the same, because you're gonna be like, whoa. And she's gonna make you think, and she's gonna, whether you like her or not, after your interaction with that card, you're gonna change. You're gonna leave a different person. It's never the same, because all cards, all swords tend to be harsh, tends to be, again, facts, information. And once you know something, your perspective about life is gonna change. So this card, how you manage, um, or your interaction is out. It looks like people are gonna be more, uh, less pacifying. People are gonna be more honest with one another, more truthful with one another. Some people will be more diplomatic, but the idea is that, I think the veil is falling, and I think this, with that Queen of Swords, I think people will be more. The interaction is gonna be more honest. It's gonna be less convoluting, and I think the fact that, I think, uh, uh, with truth and information coming out, uh, there's you, it it forces people to have a conversation. So that's what this tells me. That people are gonna be more honest with one another, and and as more information comes about, and how you communicate with each other is gonna be the same. You're gonna want to be more honest with one another. Tired of dancing around issues, you know. So that's interesting. So the card that aspects it is the Queen of sorry, the High Priestess. So that's so interesting. So as High Priestess for the home, so has a lot of people for the month of February goes inward and come to themselves and really start thinking about what's going on, about what's happening in the world. A lot of people are gonna, like I said, once you done the work, you done the meditation, you done the prayer, and then you really look inward about, digesting what's happening, your perspective about life or whatever is gonna change, and you're gonna want to express yourself differently. And then this is what that Queen of Swords is saying, that you know your interaction with others is gonna be different. It's gonna be on a whole new level, because that's the Queen that's showing up. Again, it's another degree. uh, you're not gonna be as timid. You're not gonna be as dancing around issue. You're gonna be straight to the point and telling people, this is what's going on. And if you don't know, do your research, kind of thing. You're gonna be a little bit bolder about how you express yourself. So that's that's really cool. Okay, this is the 11th house. The 11th house is the Queen of uh, uh, Wands. So Wands is fire, inspiration, um, um, motivation, and the Queen, and that um, uh, card is authenticity. And it's interesting that 11th house is how you are in a group. Now, some people are very good with a group, some are not. So this is what the 11th house is about. Community and good fortune. This is the word on my cheat sheet. What my brother explains that your hopes and dreams are your group relationship, how you deal with others, how are they gonna help you, how others sees you. I think that's another word that you could use as well. And you're gonna be more authentic. You're gonna be more you're gonna come across as being more authentic, uh, uh, being yourself, creative to others. I think as that's such an interesting. There's the card, because this is the Devil card for the House of Leo, and the card that aspect is the Crit. So yes, you won't be able to express yourself. Any project that you're gonna want to put out, it's not gonna be able to take root for the month of February, but the burning desire is still gonna be there, and people will see that about you. And because fire attracts people, your charisma, your energy, your authenticity, it will attract people. So even though you won't be able to probably start your project or start your business or whatever you had in mind, but people will see that burning fire within yourself. And that's a great thing, because that can lead to opportunity that you may not have expected. So maybe that small business that you wanted to start, probably have to give it some time, put it aside for now, but other opportunity might come across with how you present yourself to the world. So it looks like a lot of people are going to be very fierce for the month of February. So that's a beautiful. So the 12th card, you see, is the Two of Swords. So the 12th card is your hidden self, your subconscious. It's basically how, when nobody's watching, there's no one around, it's only you and yourself, this is how you see yourself. This is how that card, my brother explained that house to me. Now, if you're using a cheat sheet, the card is going to say hidden subconscious, your real you, or the hidden life, the hidden version of yourself. So right now, for the month of February, a lot of people are going to feel stuck, because a lot of cognitive dissonance is going to happen, where there's going to be a lot of information coming around, and you're going to, I'm guessing that can apply for everybody. It can apply for people who are not yet aware of what's happening. Two swords, duality. And you see those, how do you call it? Those, uh, butterflies, they symbolize transformation. So you see this lady, she's sitting down, she's bound, she's blindfolded. So on your hidden self, a lot of people are feeling like stuck, that they are stuck between the old and the new. There's a lot of new information coming out, and also there's a lot of old information talking about the same narrative. So a lot of people might not know how to proceed, but also a feeling of being stuck. So this is how a lot of people are going to be feeling for the month of February. And the card that aspects it is the Temperance card. So the Temperance card is, don't worry too much about it, because things will work itself out somehow. And that's beautiful in itself. Yes, there's going to be a lot of, because swords is doubts, thoughts, information, spiritual awakening as well. But the good news is that things will work out. you know uh, uh, the world will find a way, or the universe will work things out eventually for us for the month of February. So that's pretty interesting. So overall, there was a lot of minor arcanas. Yes, there were some houses that had the major arcana, like the Temperance for the work and health, and the creativity in Leo, and this was the fourth house, the home. Um, but overall, these cards are minor arcanas, meaning that things could change. Nothing is really set in stone. So those three cards that are major arcana, which is like the home. So whether you want to or not, we're gonna have to really take the time to digest what's been happening, to really take note and really be honest with ourselves. So that's the message that we want to take away from in this. We really have to do the work, really be honest with ourselves. And the universe really want to point out that if you have something that you plan on doing this month, in terms of launching something, or if you have a project of sort, in the world of creativity, or how you want to express yourself, or a book or whatever, or if you want to launch it, it looks like you may want to give it, wait until a better time comes up. So that was a major thingy for me, even though the inspiration is there. And then the Temperance card for your work. So work wise, things are gonna be fine. Things will work itself out. Whether you've been laid off, or whatever happened, that things will work itself out for you, because that's a major arcana. Anything else is minor arcana, meaning that things will change. You have free will. You can move. You can make decisions that will affect, how things look on your zodiac chart. But this is just a guide to give you an idea of what February could look like, and how to better navigate those energies. So I hope this was helpful. Thank you for sticking with me to the end of this video. If you guys like it, please let me know in the comments below, and I'll try to do more of those zodiacs. I'm learning this spread. It's still different from what I'm usually do, but I love it because it gives you different aspects of your life that you could really take time to look at and see what you need to work on, what you need to take a pause on. Maybe you could need to relook certain things, and it offers some nice perspective. Again, thank you. Appreciate your time. Feel free to share, like, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.